White guilt.
Let's talk about it.
All right. Okay. You know how it's cringe for middle school boys who like anime to run Naruto. Okay. What the does that mean?
It's an anime.
It's an anime.
Oh, okay. You know it's cringe for middle school boys who like anime to run Naruto style down the hallways. White folks saying the N-word is that level of cringe times 1,000. We love you, whoever you are. That's hilarious. It is awesome. Very cringe.
No, it's pretty cringe.
So,
but as a person that doesn't have kids, if I see it, it cracks me up every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still like when I watch kids do the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z.
See, you guys are all saying words that mean nothing to me. I don't know what.
They had these things in Canada.
Okay.
Oh no, it's probably an age thing.
Okay, we gotta move on.
All right, next.
It's probably an age thing. Thank you, Geraud.
It's an age thing. You wouldn't understand.
Okay, so the next comment is no. If one person isn't allowed to say a word, then nobody should be able to. It's a completely double standard to be completely fine with someone, regardless of race, calling you something, but then get upset when someone of a different race says the exact same thing. So...
that person might have just changed my mind, but not in the way they wanted.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the thing that June has a thing for. And, you know, maybe it would be interesting to know what race of person wrote that, because it feels like a white person wrote that.
Here's my thing, and it's really just the one part of the statement that if one person can't do a thing, another person can't do a thing. This I disagree with wholly. So now I have to really start thinking about it with racial terms and slurs like this, right? For example, Scotch drinker. I have people in my family who are alcoholics. They can't even be around this, right? Does that mean nobody gets to drink because there are people who can't or shouldn't? Of course not, right? There are... I'll skip that one. I was gonna go to a really dark place, but like, yeah, there are people.
No, go there, Geraud.
Oh boy, this is. I mean, look, I like kids. I hang around them, but if I were a pedophile, you shouldn't be anywhere near kids, right? Like, so a rule doesn't just apply to everyone. That's not how it works in general. And so this might be one. And again, I think it comes down to comfort. Look, if you and your friends like throwing around the N-word or the F-slur or whatever, particularly if you're part of that group, knock yourself out. Again, if you're not offending anyone, enjoy. Maybe if you're a group of white people running around yelling out the N-word is not the best use of your time, but
No.
I guess, like, but, you know, if I were to, let's say, for example, I found out that a bunch of my white friends, when they get together, use the N-word a lot. That'd be really weird. But if I found this out, and it'd been friends that I'd known for years, and then I was like, wait, did you just say that? And they're like, oh, yeah, we... sometimes, but, you know, not for you, you know. I would be disappointed, sure. But also... 10, 15 years of friendship doesn't get erased knowing they've been doing this the whole time, right? So there's this sort of thing where you're like, oh, there's something I didn't really know about you. And maybe it'll taint things a little bit, but also if I never find out, I find out on my deathbed, like, you guys been using the N-word? You know, then I guess maybe it's not the most horrible, right?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, it's your friend, so, but like...
You know who you are.
I'm thinking about white people right now, but like, I'm thinking about the white people that get in trouble, and so I'm thinking like, and this is not like Mel Gibson when he's drunk and raging, he does Jewish slurs.
Yes.
Because deep down he really freaking hates Jewish people, or he would not like when I'm in a rampage, like I wouldn't even think those things. So when people are spewing things, at least in the heat of the moment, or things come out and those words come out, whether there's a hard R or not, to me that means deep down, even subconsciously, not everybody's conscious. Some people are like, I'm not racist, but like deep down, if some of those are the words that come out when you're raging or you're upset at someone, I don't know, like I think deep down there's some racism in there that you haven't figured out. And so just because, like, if you discover with your friends, like, sometimes I think people can think they're not racist and they're good buddies.
Yeah.
But when you get them really at their core, like, they got some issues that they got to work out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Not that disowning them is the best thing to do too, because how do you get someone to
Right.
not be racist, right? You have a conversation with them, you hang out with them, and you show them that their thoughts are completely, but I don't know, I feel like there's this deep-rooted thing in people that has come from media, society, like, even if you're not raised by racist parents,
Right.
society has been so racist in little tiny incremental ways that it seeps in all of us.
Yeah.
And I feel like I even have to, like, force myself to, like, wait, what did am I getting my, like, cackles up because a black man walked by me? Would I do that with a white man? Probably. It's just men.
Yeah, men are...
But I don't know. Like, I always ask myself, would I behave differently like now? Like, what is going on? Like, I have to constantly stop myself and ask myself, because I feel like there's stuff that gets in there.
Yep.
Because of society and what they've done.
No, I think that's a fair point, and you probably got to ask yourself this too, right?
Yeah.
There's two reasons you want to say the word. If you're asking if you can say the word, you say the word, right? No one's like, oh, I would never say that word, but can I say it? Like, you're saying it. You're saying it at home. You're saying it with your friends. Really what you're asking is whether you say it in public. And I think that's really what we're talking about, right? I think if you weren't going to say it, asking if you could I say it? Why can't I say it? You're saying it. I think really this comes down to either you want to say it because you feel like there's some weird inequality, like why does one group get to say it and I can't, and that seems unfair. And if that's the case, suck it up.
Yes, right? White people, yeah, you can.
Sorry that you can't say a word. You're right. It's right there. They're right there. They're even, Steven, right?
Yeah.
The other reason that you want to say the word is because, in fact, there is, and ask yourself this: if you're like, man, why can't I say the word? Why do you want to say the word, right? Do you want to?
Yeah.
In what instance do you want to use the word? Do you want to use the word when you're talking to me, your black friend? Because if so, you're a little bit of a racist ass. Do you want to say the word as a curse word? Again, we're back to sort of that instance. So, do you want someone to give you permission to say the word so that your equality is okay and then you'll never say it? Probably not, right? So, I think that's the big question. When do you want to use this word if I give you permission?
I have one thought.
Mm-hmm.
One is songs. I think there's some really good songs with that word in it, and I think, not that I would ever sing that, not that I would sing any song. I'm
sing like what?
But when
hit me with a verse.
I cannot hit you with anything because I can't sing. So I'm not gonna sing. But it's not my issue. Like, I don't need to sing the whole song. I can barely get a song out. But I feel like there is a small group of people that just want to sing a song and don't think about it and sing all the words in the song without realizing, like, dude, that's not really a song that you should, and is that not a song you should be singing?
Yeah.
But that's not all the words in that song you should be, I do feel like that's different than can I say the word?
Yes, I would agree. Yes, I think so. In fact, man, people are going to hate me. We're going to get a lot of comments on this, but if you're singing the song and it has the word in it, and then you skip the word, I hate you. Like right then, right at that moment. Like you're singing and you get all the way to that, and then you change it to the radio edit or whatever. I just think, come on, that's.
But they're gonna what's happened over and over on social media is people don't skip the word and people freak out.
Yeah, no, I get that too. Don't sing the controversial song on social media.
Oh,
why?
just don't sing the song.
Just don't. Look,
Can
man,
they sing it at home?
Sing it at home. Sing it in the car. You know what? If I'm driving and you got the windows down and I look over and you're singing and you throw the N-word in because you were listening to NWA, great. You and I are both singing. We're singing, bopping, pointing at each other and then driving off, going in our different directions, right? I think that's sort of the, now, you're singing some, and I don't know who, there's got to be racist songs out there, right? But you're singing some song by some white guy who's lamenting and like, oh, N-words, stealing my job or whatever, and you're singing that. Well, again, now we got words, right? There's gotta be, but I don't know. Keep them under wraps, people.
Yeah, so our crew is basically saying they love Nicki Minaj and a bunch of other people that have those in the songs, but they skip it. And maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay, Geraud will not hate our crew.
I will not hate the crew.
You forgive him.
I forgive you.
But it's
also, if I walk in and you're singing it.
I don't know. I wouldn't want them to sing it around me.
I would want to know what June would say about that.
I would want to know too, actually. I suspect June would sing it and be all right if you sang it, I think.
I don't know. She doesn't like white people saying the word. But now with songs, I don't know. We'd have to ask her. That's the thing, is like everybody has a different opinion.
Yes.
Which I think is awesome and also confusing. And I think that's where, if we don't have these conversations, which, look at this conversation.
Right.
Right? This is all really good stuff, but people don't have these conversations, and then people get mad at each other and fired and this and that. Though some people should get fired.
Some people should get fired. But look, here's the thing we're saying. Don't say the word if it hurts anyone's feelings. If you even suspect that it might hurt feelings, err on the side of don't say the word. Look, if you're by yourself, sing it out loud. But also, if you don't, great. That's also really sweet. I think that's great, right? I think to say, I want to sing it when they sing it, knowing that people around you don't like it, now you're just back to being an ass again. Yeah. Right? So just don't hurt people's feelings, bro. Yeah. That's all we're saying, really.
And keep the conversation open. I think the conversation's a good one.
Ask about it. Right. Hey, I'm about to sing she's getting that chorus I like so good. I'm about to sing this word. You cool with that? And if I go no, you got a choice. I mean, you can sing it knowing that I don't like it. This probably doesn't make you a horrible human, but also some people will think that you are, right? So all these things have repercussions, and I think the problem happens is that when you say, I want to sing this word, and 3 people around you don't like it, and you do it anyway, and then you get upset like, oh, I can't believe that it hurt your feet. Like, yeah, we told you that it would. Like, you should have known that this would be a problem, and if you do it anyway, it's on you, and you don't get to cry victim at this point. Like, you've done the thing that... And just claim it. Yeah, I know you guys are mad at me. But I love singing the word so much. And I know you guys are mad, but man, it feels so good. Then claim it, and know that we're not going to hang out with you that much.
There you go.
Let's go.
All right. I mean, ... Ooh. That's called life, is it not? I think anyone is able to say the N-word at any time, at home, in bed, thinking to yourself, etc. Okay, but let's just hear them out. Saying it and calling someone else it, depending on the situation, you can offend or disrespect people. The average person does not go crazy when someone calls them the N-word, and they don't wish to be called that. Just communicate that you don't like that and move on. We do it when you are in a group and someone does not cuss, or when you are respecting your elders. Or when you are at work, there's certain words you say. Yes, I think it is not fair, but I guess we can ask ourselves, is it fair when we need to respect elders? Changed it to mean something more comforting. Just do what we always do. Get to know the person. Don't be afraid to ask polarizing questions and move on with your life and get closer to one another to form bonds. Even Black people do that with each other. Teach kids to lead with respect.
I don't like that sentence.
Okay, I know. It could be a Black person saying that. Probably not. But teach kids to lead with respect, patience, and kindness, and they will be all right.
Even Black kids?
Not if they're being called.
Yikes.
Okay, so that's that. There's a lot of stuff in there, and some of it is kind of what you were saying, but not everything. I don't think anyone, this is again my opinion, I don't think anybody is able to say the N-word at any time, whether it's at home, in bed, thinking it to yourself, because again...
Why in bed? Is this a dirty thing?
I don't know. I'm trying to picture why I would
I
say
might
it
be
in
back
bed.
in. I might be in. That sounds fun now.
But like, words matter. Words in your
matter.
brain, even if you don't say it out loud. If you're saying it in your head and it's still derogatory. It's still using the words. I think this person doesn't like the like you can't say a word.
I think that's got to be it, right? I just started going through.
Oh, I missed this part. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't think we should promote policing words for everybody either, especially when this generation has changed it to mean something more comforting. That I missed a whole.
Wonder what the comforting part is.
Well, I think they're assuming, like in songs or whatever, like people are taking their power back by using the word in a different way, like.
All right, let me clarify this.
Okay, please do.
If I say the N-word because I'm trying to take my power back, that still doesn't mean that you get to say it. It's me taking my power back, right?
Yep.
You saying it is you putting your power back onto me, right? So I think that's a big part of understanding the idea that if you are black and you use the N-word with your friends as an attempt to bring the power back, that's cool. Your white friend doesn't get to come in the middle of that group and then start throwing it around too. That's leveling the playing field, not taking power back. That's not the same thing, right? So if you are cool with a group of people, black people, women, gay people, whatever the thing is, taking their power back, you still don't get to say any of those words, right? So.
And how do you teach kids respect, kindness, and all of that if it's okay to say those words? Because
Right.
those words, if you're saying them in your head or out loud, is the opposite of respect and kindness.
And think of the other words. So I started going through a list in my head of all the racial slurs that I know. There's a lot of them.
See, I probably know very little.
All right, let's start. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. We're not going to talk about the
List.
There's
I wanna...
giant list of all races, sexes. Like there's a lot of things, and there's a ton of them that I would never say. One's related to blacks right now is, well, I don't say it either, right? I don't use the N-word. I think the issue with a lot of people that I would challenge everyone who's written in, everyone who's commented, right? If you want to say the N-word, you think the N-word is okay, you think everyone can say it, would you also want to use all of the slangs against our Jewish brothers? Like, would you ever want to just blurt out the K word at someone? You have to look it up. Not kite.
Okay.
Right? There's there's a ton of our Mexican folk have, oh God, so many, right? Do you want to say those too? I think the issue is, or can be, not just that there's a word out there that people are saying that I want to be able to say. I think you're right that there is some disrespect that we've learned not to say for other people, right? Yeah, there's a lot of words that we will not use, either in public or at home or in bed, that we know, like, oh God, don't say that. The N-word, for some reason, just kind of slips past all those filters and either is, but I think a difference is, and one of the reasons that I'm against it is because if you were using, for example, Jewish slang against Jewish people, they don't call themselves any of those things either, right? So I think a big part of making these words just bad in general, making sure that people don't say them, is us also not saying them, right? We are adding this out into the world and not getting rid of it fast enough when a whole group of people don't use the slurs against them. And I think that's something that is really important that would help. So, if you're a person that's like, oh no, I would use all the slurs, then, maybe you're one of the few people that's just equal opportunity and none of them matter. But I suspect everyone who wants to use the N-word has a giant list of words that they would never deign to say.
And the thing is like that, I think they're saying like you can't police words, which I mean literally we can't police words. But if you're also saying the same, like we've got to teach people kids compassion, kindness, respect. Words matter. How
Yes.
you teach children kindness, respect, like part of that is words and the words that you teach your kids to say and not to say.
Yeah.
Right?
I
So
agree.
like so it's not about policing words, but it's about teaching words and the history of words, and you don't teach your 5-year-old to say the F word, right? Like
Right.
So
I
and
mean,
you tell them why.
Maybe you don't.
No, you don't.